Hey everyone, today I thought I'd take you through how I built my autumnal Towncore island entrance. I did this off stream and thought that the best way to still make content out from it was to do a speed build so I could enjoy it off stream as well. So I started the area by putting down some pathing. It took me absolutely forever to do. I spent a really long time putting down all the cobblestone. I realized that if I put all of the cobblestone down, then all the pathway would like connect, because I really hate when you get that little gap between them. So yeah, I decided to do that, even though it was gonna take me forever. I think it was worth it. And then I found this really nice like brick pathway. I'll leave all of the codes that I used in the description, so if anyone would like to use them, they're there for you to use. I really wanted this island to be a mixture of like autumnal fall vibes, but also like a little bit Halloween-y. So I thought this path would be like really good for both of them. And I've also got the Collins Crossing autumnal leaves path that everyone uses because it is so good. A lot of my inspiration came from Pinterest. So if anyone doesn't use Pinterest for Animal Crossing inspiration, you to totally get on that, because there are so many incredible ideas on there and I'm literally obsessed. Pinterest is so good. I'm on it all the time. I think I genuinely spend more time on Pinterest than I do actually building in Animal Crossing. It's honestly awful. So my island is called Applin, which is based off the little guy from Pokemon. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. If you haven't already seen, I built a complete Pokemon themed island. There's a video on it up on my channel, so you can go and watch that if you like. And I really love that island because Pokemon is like a special interest and hyperfixation of mine as a neurodivergent person. And I found that building an island based off of like my special interest was so good. It was like a sure way to really motivate myself into making an island that I really knew I was going to stick to when I was in my Animal Crossing slump. After I built the path, I decided to put in this little like water feature because I didn't want the path to just like cut off. I wanted it to like feel like it kind of naturally worked with the environment around it. And also, even though I put my museum where it is just to begin with, randomly, just so it had a place to go, I actually really like it there. It's on a like separate bit of land that doesn't quite connect to anything, and I thought that actually worked really well. So I did have a bridge that was like at the very beginning of my entrance, but then I decided to just like move it so it goes here instead, because I also had the idea then that the bridge in front of it I would get rid of and then have another one lining up with the cobblestone path so that it worked. I time traveled one day just to make sure that the bridge was built and that it looked natural and like was all good. And then also I'm really annoying. I don't like decorating in the dark, so I decided to make it daytime. So that's why the time changed. I really like jail bars and how they were used. I did actually end up getting rid of them from here, but I thought for now that they worked. Also, big up Pearl. She cameos in a lot of this video. She's one of my favorite villagers and I'm so glad I have her on the island. I found her on a Nook Miles Ticket Island when I was villager hunting. She wasn't even on my dreamies list, but then she appeared and I was like, no, actually, she's so good for the island theme. I love her. She's perfect. A lot of this island, I'm wanting to use a lot of like street lamps because it's like autumnal town core. Honestly, I grew up in a town that was like very autumnal and I have so many fond memories of that town in the autumn. So I kind of wanted to recreate bits of my hometown as well. Of course, I had to put loads of random little leaf piles on the floor because they work perfectly. And I just love the garden wagons. So there's going to be a lot of them on this island. One thing I will say is that my decorating technique is honestly incredibly chaotic. I just kind of grab a load of items and just shove them in places and hope that they work. And if they don't work, then I just take them down and replace them. So you'll see a lot of like very chaotic running around into different areas of the island, moving things around, swapping things over so many times. It happens a lot and I'm really sorry about that. I feel like with Animal Crossing, a lot of the time you have to just do things in trial and error, and if they don't work, they don't work. But a lot of my life with this game is just building things and then deciding that I hate it and tearing it down instantly, which is why this speed build is happening. So I saw someone else on Pinterest use this path, and I loved the way that they combined the brick and the cobblestone. Also because I love that the cobblestone keeps the original sound of the path. I hate that with the custom paths that you can't like add a sound to them and it just mutes it. I really love how satisfying the sounds of the path are, so it's kind of sad that you can't do that with a custom. One thing I really like doing on tables is just adding a load of random clutter. It seems like clutter, but then it works, and I really like placing things I found in threes. So on tables or just in general, like placing small items or even like 3 different size items, like maybe a large one, a medium size, and then a small size item in like threes, because I don't know why, it's really oddly satisfying to me. So you'll see that a lot around this island. I feel like there's still a lot of items that they added in the big update that I've never actually used before, so I'm trying to use some of the items that I haven't really used that much before, when ultimately I do know I'll come back to the same thing. The villagers I really want are Muffy, Teddy, Coco, Lucky, Kiki, who I already have, and I already have Muffy as well, Pippi, Marty, Murphy, Apple, who I've already got as well. I kind of wanted to go through a mix of, like, again, the Halloween-y type villagers and the more like autumnal fall villagers. I recently built a bakery, which I've also done a speed build for because I did it on stream, so I'm hoping to post that within the next couple of weeks. I genuinely think it's one of my favorite builds I've ever done on an island. I want to build a cafe, a farm, a pumpkin patch, an apple cider station, like a pumpkin carving station as well. A decorated house as like a Halloween-y decoration house kind of thing. I would love to do like a cemetery area or like a haunted church or something. I really love the idea of my houses in this island being in like one particular place as like a little neighborhood, because usually I tend to spread the houses out, but I think for this one I actually want them all to be in one place or split into like 2 separate different locations but still like in the same kind of vibe. So again, you can see here a lot of the chaotic building that I'm doing. I'm literally just running all over the place, so I'm incredibly sorry for that. This bit took me forever to like figure out actually what I wanted to do with it and perfect it. I feel like eventually I got there, and I think this is one of my favorite bits about this build. I don't know why. I just really liked it. I'm also currently planning on building like a long market bit, because in my hometown there's a really nice like market that happens a couple of times a week, and it's one of my favorite things about my hometown, so I really want to recreate that as well. Again, I really feel like the street lamps just add like this homely vibe, and it gives me Narnia vibes. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I already knew that for a lot of this area I wanted things to be like brown, dark colours, but also a little bit of green. I think those are going to be the main colours that I want to use for this island. I also really like the Halloween fencing, the iron stone fencing, and hedges. I did actually replace a lot of the iron stone fencing with hedges off stream, because I just thought that like mixing them up a little bit worked a little bit better than having them all in like one place. Also, when I found that the kids tent would work perfectly here, I was so happy, because I spent forever trying to figure out how I wanted that middle bit. So here is the entrance pretty much finished. As you can see, there were some bits that I did change when I finished recording, so I took away the gel bars. I do like them, but I think for that area, just not quite. I moved some of the street lamps a little bit and added a couple of details, like the bin and the manhole covers, and a couple more things like the benches and small details that you can see, like the mushroom log as well, just to help it feel a bit more full. I really like weirdly cluttering the island a little bit. I think in my head, that's what makes things look really cool. And again, look at Kiki. She's so sweet. I love her so much. And also at this point, I had moved into November, so just to see what it would look like with the trees being a different color and the hedges being the right color. And I really love it. It made me love the entrance even more. I really love it. Here are a couple of my favorite areas. This bit I filmed the day after, and this was after stream when we had done a little bit more working on the island to create the lead up to resident services. So here's a couple of the details. This bit isn't finished. That little gap is where I put my bakery. I stream over on Twitch 3 times a week, twitch.tv/OliKisho. The links are below if you'd like to come join us while we decorate. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you!